what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides, and I am back here at Walker Ford because a lot of you were asking for this very car. This is a 2019 Mustang GT, and it's finished in a first time for 2019 Need for Speed greens. And what's wonderful is when you order this color, it comes with the black central racing stripe, and we'll get to that in a second. So over the years, Ford with their Mustang, it's all been about having fun, about that passion, the performance. With this 2019 Need for Speed green, I mean, think about that name, Need for Speed green. That's just an awesome name for a crazy color like this. They really hit the nail on the head for having something be fun. And I think they did it right by having that black racing stripe. But anyways, let me give you just a little brief history of the new Mustang GT. So for 2018, if we go back 1 year, they came out with a refresh of the styling. They brought that into 2019 and really have just kind of fine-honed the Mustang into an even more specialized, fun performance vehicle. Let's start with the front of it. Just like on the 18, the 2019 has that piano black finish on the GT. There's our chrome pony. I like how the styling, they went with a hexagonal shape on the grille. Very nicely done. I also like these diagonal bars that they have on each side. Really breaks up the look of the grille and makes it look almost like the old I would say like 2008 Shelby GT500. So they really carry that styling. Another thing that I'm a huge fan of is I'm glad to see that Ford adds a front lip spoiler to the nose of the car. A lot of other brands, you got to pay extra for that. So very well done. Also, if you're wondering, well, where did they come up with this styling? Believe it or not, they actually used Darth Vader's helmet. His face, that's part of his helmet. That's where they got the styling from. And I really like how they went with an LED light setup. You got your 3 crossbars up there. That's your daytime driving lights that light up. And it harks back to those late 60s, early 70s of the Mustang. And that's the wonderful thing about this car. It really blends the old with the new. And if you go back to the muscle car era, they had crazy colors like this Need for Speed green. Because like I said, fun, performance, it's like they go hand in hand. Let's take a look at the side. Now this one has the optional, these optional wheels. These are like a Mach 1 style wheel. This is an 18-inch wheel. I like the gloss black with the brushed aluminum. I think it really plays well with the Need for Speed green color. You can go with different wheel options. That's a great thing about the Mustangs is they got about 20 different wheel options that you could choose from if you want to specially tailor make yours for your particular application. They have 4 piston calipers finished in this. It's almost like a, it's not just painted, it's like a powder coated finish on the caliper. I really like the way they did that. Makes it look like a very durable finish. This having the Coyote engine, there's those famous numbers, 5.0, the 5.0, 5 liter, 460 horsepower underneath that hood, 0 to 60 in about 4.2 seconds. This one is mated to the 10-speed transmission. Very quick shifting transmission, and it's definitely going to give you that consistency if you're taking this to the drag strip. As we work our way down, you can see how they took the striping all the way up onto the roof, and then it's going to flow. Now, I know a lot of you like to hear MSRP, so with this particular car, this one has those Mach 1 aluminum wheels, style wheels, 18-inch wheels. That's going to be an option. It's got the Need for Speed green color. It's also got, which I've never seen on a Mustang, this is new for 2019, guys. First time here on Raiti's Rides, it's got the carbon fiber kit accessory package inside. So at the end of the day, with the 10-speed auto, the MSRP, which I know always everybody asks, you're looking at $44,110. That's as it sits with those options. Let's continue to work our way back. Been a big fan of the rear end, that fastback look. I love the flaring of the fender. Very, very iconic back to those late 60s. And then to wrap it out back, I'm really in love with this nice kick-up spoiler. It's nothing too aggressive like you find on the Performance Pack, even though I like that spoiler as well, but just enough. And I'm a big fan that Ford takes the racing stripe all the way down to the bottom. I've seen a lot of other companies do racing stripes, or people do them on their own, and they stop at the trunk lid top, take it all the way down. There's our GT logo. Obviously, you're gonna have standard that rear view camera that's gonna help you back out. Another thing that I like that they did with the rear end of the car is right down here, that reverse light. What an ingenious place to put the reverse light. Got the quad tip exhaust. That's something borrowed from the Shelby GT350. The sound out of these 2019s really puts to shame when Ford came out with the 2015 Mustang, because they were known for being too quiet. A lot of people complain how quiet. They hit the nail on the head with these exhausts. Speaking on what's making that sound, let's go check out that 5-liter Coyote engine. All right, guys, here we are underneath the hood of this Need for Speed green colored 5-liter GT Mustang. My biggest zonk is this engine cover. I wish they would do something different. For an engine cover though, it is attractive the way they brought the silver in, but I'm telling you, lurking underneath this big huge piece of plastic could be a real pretty engine with the intake runner showing, sort of like how it used to be on the old Fox body Mustangs from the late 80s and early 90s. But you are getting upgraded 460 horsepower out of this 5-liter engine, 0 to 60 in about 4.2 seconds, especially when mated to that 10-speed automatic transmission. Also, if you want to take a look at the underside of the hood, you could see these openings here. Those heat extractors that are on the top of the hood are fully functional. One here, and then one on the other side right over there. That's going to help take that hot air and pull it out from underneath the hood. Speaking of this engine with all those ponies, let's hear what 460 horsepower sounds like. Alright guys, I'm inside this 2019 Mustang GT Need for Speed green. This one has that carbon fiber package. We're going to start on the door panel. Check out the Alcantara. Now I know it's not carbon fiber, but that is part of the package. That wonderful Alcantara material. I like the contrast stitching on the sides there. Very, very nice design. Let's go ahead and see it. Check out the wet weave on this carbon fiber. It is drop dead gorgeous. It goes all the way across, around the gauge pod clusters, around the air vents. They nailed it. I like the carbon fiber that they use. If you're wondering how much is it, it is $1,200. Actually, $1,195, but hey, who's counting $5 when you talk about that kind of money? But it's wonderfully finished. You get the carbon fiber, you get the Alcantara on the door panel, and then check it out. We're going to take a look at these seats. These seats come with the carbon fiber package. So you have the Alcantara-like material. These seats are heated and cooled. I like the leather on the bolstering, and I like the Alcantara style material up center here. Very nice touch. That is part of that package. You could see how we have the chrome looking switches to go through your different modes, and then there's that last piece of carbon fiber right on that gear shift knob. You're going to see it every time you go to put this 10-speed automatic into drive or reverse or park. Very nicely done. I like the material that they're using on the center armrest. I also like the leather here. Now one thing, and this was something that I pointed out with the California Special, is that if you have the white contrast stitching here, and you have it over here, and you have it on the door panel, I would like to see the white contrast stitching on the shift boot here. I would also like to see it carried onto the center console and also on the e-brake lever here. I think that because you're spending $1,200, they could have carried that over and even onto the steering wheel. I think the steering wheel, which in a second I'll have you come on over and check that out, I think they really should have brought the contrast stitching over there. Other than that, it's got the full navigation. I love the Sync 3 system. Very easy to use. It even has where you have your climate controls built in, because you do have the dual climate controls in this. Very easy to use, very intuitive, and very, very fast. So you could see just how easy it is. And if you don't want to do AC controls up here, you got your AC controls right here. This is for your cooled seats, heat seats, and everything else. Very nicely laid out. come check out the business side where you're going to be sitting. All right, guys, here's the business side of it. Let me show you and check this out. Down here, I like the silver sill panel. This is light up. So when you open up the door, it does light up Mustang. Very nice touch. I really do like the shape of these steering wheels in the Mustang. It's not a flat bottom, but I like the size of it. And the leather that they use is a really nice quality, and it's got some nice padding to it. You can see this being an automatic, it does have the shifter paddles on the backside. One thing I would like to see is why not have the silver taken to the paddle? I think that would give it a nice feel because it is kind of a harder plastic. I would also like to see these be just a tad longer. That way, if you are doing a track day and you're moving around, you're able to get that paddle every single time. But you can see how they carry the carbon fiber all the way over, even around the headlight controls. Very nicely done. This one does not have the digital dash, but Ford does a great job with their analog gauges. Easy to read. I like the font. I like the style. Very nicely laid out. I don't know if you're ready, because sitting here looking at this car is great. Let's take this Need for Speed green out on the road and see how much attention we're gonna grab with it. Let's check it out. All right, guys, we're in the 2019 Need for Speed green Mustang GT, 10-speed automatic, doing 25, 30 miles an hour with the 10-speed. You put down that gas pedal and it just gets up and goes. And it really, as you can see, it holds the gear. It knows what to do when you want it to do it. And that's the great thing I love about this gearbox. Even though I personally am a firm believer in rowing through your own gears, but for the people that want to have a high performance automatic, the 10-speed in these GTs is very slick shifting and very, as you can see, here we go. Stop on again, drops down, and it just keeps pulling all the way up to red line. Very nice. Brakes are great. The very progressive pedal feel. They're not grabby on you. And as you can see, nice and secure. That's what I love about the overall performance of the Mustang GT. It's not just about the extra horsepower, because remember, with the introduction of the 2018, and obviously now carried into 2019, that Coyote engine is pumping out 460 horsepower out of that 5 liters. So you're getting that extra performance, but it's also nice to be able to slow down and come to a stop when the ride's over. And with the brakes on these cars, they're really great setup. Even though this is not the performance pack, you can go more aggressive with your brakes and suspension by going the performance pack route. And there is 2 levels. There's level 1 and level 2, depending on how aggressive you want to go. But at the end of the day, this car is so smooth driving. I like the interior with the air-conditioned seats in full blast right now. 95-degree weather here in Florida, 100% humidity, very comfortable. They do have a little bit of bolstering, so you're not going to be just sloshing around, but it's not as aggressive as the optional Recaro seats. Remember, with the Need for Speed green, automatically comes with that black racing stripe that goes all the way from front to back. Especially with these Mustangs, very easy to navigate. You know, some people that haven't been in a newer Mustang, they think that maybe they're too big and maybe a little cumbersome. That's not true. The visibility out the windows is very good. Side view mirrors are on the smaller side, but Ford does put that extra mirror in the upper left-hand corner to give you a wider view. So once you get used to using those, it's a piece of cake to navigate in these Mustang GTs, more so than the Camaros. Even though I do like a Camaro, they're nice cars, they are a little tight for visibility, especially with the smaller windows on the sides and out back. Cruising around, as you can see, very quiet cabin. They have brought up the level. So if you haven't been in a Mustang, say since 1992, back when you were in high school, my advice, get down to Walker Ford, take one of these for a spin, especially if you're into a very eye-catching color like this Need for Speed green. Remember, it's all new for 2019. You get in this car, it's gonna blow your mind what type of quality of materials that they're using. All right, so let me show you how, if you want to use the paddles, how easy they are to use. I'm in 7th gear, 6th, 5th, 3rd, it goes, and then you just shift, and it's really quick shifts, very snappy, and it holds the gear for you
that's the nice thing about this transmission, is that you have the options. You can leave it in just standard automatic, or you can use the paddles for that 10-speed automatic transmission, and they're very quick shifts, not slow at all. Really like those kinds of features, especially for people who are gonna go do a track day or go do an autocross event with the car. It's nice to have that usability, and I really like that in performance cars. Other than that, the seating position's great. With the power seats, the 8-way power adjustable seats, it's gonna get you comfortable no matter what body type you are, no matter how tall or whatnot. And that's a nice thing too, because when driving these cars, you'd be surprised. You're not gonna get worn out after a long day of driving around in a Mustang GT. They're very comfortable, and they really allow you to just sit back and enjoy the ride. So I'll stop the gas pedal all the way up to 7,000 RPM. Every shift just goes very, very crisp, very nice. I'm telling you, get down to Walker Ford, take one of these for a spin. It's gonna put a smile about 2 miles wide on your face. That's how fun these cars are. And what's great is with this particular one, Need for Speed Green, I don't think any color screams more about fun than this color. Plus, it also has that carbon fiber package. And the more that I'm looking around, I'm sitting here and I'm looking around the interior, it really brings that upscale feel to the interior. And that's something that if you are cross-shopping a Mustang against a Challenger or a Camaro, I think you're gonna notice that the Ford Mustang really does bring in that higher level of materials. And that's why even Chevrolet, the engineers and the VPs are saying Ford is outselling them with the Mustang compared to the Camaro. That story's all over the news right now, that they're just outselling them. And it's because of the performance, and it's because of the quality of the materials. I mean, they speak for themselves. Very smooth. Steering wheel has a great feel. What's nice with this too is you could adjust the steering sensitivity depending on what suits your taste. So that's a nice additional thing. It's nice to have the ability to tailor the car exactly to the way you want to have it. Very smooth over bumps. We're heading back to Walker Ford. Press down on that loud pedal. Once again, as you can see, it just goes. It just gets up and goes. No big drama, nothing crazy. Lays the power down, and you feel like you're on a green rocket. That's what I feel like right now, that I am riding this rocket. And here we are back at Walker Ford. Get ready. We are gonna wrap this one up. I will see you in a second.
All right, guys, it's been another wonderful day here at Walker Ford. Definitely want to give a huge big shout out to Frank Walker, Weston Walker, Tracy, Benji, Steven, Mark, Austin, Greg, Keith, Kevin, and everybody here at Walker Ford. Each and every one of them is so supportive, especially Denise. I give you your shout out, Denise. Everybody is so supportive of Raiti's Rides, and I am just so grateful to have such a wonderful organization on board with me as we go through this journey. If these are the types of cars you like to see on Raiti's Rides, a 2019 Mustang GT finished in this crazy, awesome, eye-catching Need for Speed Green with the racing stripe, leave a comment in that comment section. If there's anything particular you want to see, leave a comment in that comment section. If you have not hit subscribe yet, what are you waiting for? We are bringing cars like these every single day to Raiti's Rides. Daily uploads, quality content. I promise you, you will not regret that choice to hit that subscribe button. If you are a subscriber, thank you. Thank you for being part of this journey. I'm very grateful for our family that we built here on Raiti's Rides. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger, better and better, and I'm just loving it more and more every single day, and I'm so glad to share it with you, so thank you very much for that. Check out my Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook pages, all Raiti's Rides original content all the time. I want to give a huge shout out to Big Guns McGee. Yes, you know who I'm talking about. Tom Moschner, getting the job done with the camera. I'm telling you, this guy, he's a machine. This is the third in-depth review that we filmed today here at Walker Ford. So definitely show him some love, especially his big days coming December 1st, 2019. He's got his, 2018 powerlifting competition. coming up. You definitely want to show him some love for that. So leave comments in there. I know he likes to read them and respond from time to time, so that's really awesome of Tom to share the love here on Raity's Rides. And just like always, I'll see you on the next ride.